Hey everyone. So today's topic is how I knew entrepreneurship wasn't for me. And if you're battling wanting to be an entrepreneur and you're struggling, this conversation might be something good for you as well. Stay tuned to figure out how I realized it wasn't for me. Okay? So, when it comes to working for yourself, a lot of times we underestimate the work that it takes that we have to put in. And I had a nine to five job, and after the nine to five job, I would get off. I would cook dinner. After I would cook dinner, I would find myself like, okay, I need to get these tasks done for my business, and go from there. With that, I found myself not getting from A to B or B to C and so forth. With that, the reason why I feel like it wasn't for me is because I lack discipline. When you lack discipline and you know that you know what needs to be done, but you choose not to do it or you choose to put it off because you feel like you have time, and you may have time, but I would give myself a deadline, and then if I didn't meet it, I'd be like, okay, I would just give myself another deadline. Didn't meet it, another deadline. And the same habits would just progress, and I wasn't getting anywhere. So with that, I realized I needed a 9 to 5 job, because if you're going to branch off and be an entrepreneur, you can do it, but everyone's making entrepreneurship look cool. Everyone's just showing the cool part of it. Oh, I make my own schedule. Oh, I can go wherever I want. You know, I can be in Hawaii and then Puerto Rico and then back in Florida. So people make it look really good. And there are some good content creators out there and good business owners that are showing you the behind the scenes of what it takes to be an entrepreneur. And I do love that content. But it's very tedious. And one thing you have to realize before you quit your job and become an entrepreneur, you want to give yourself enough time to be consistently making income. We all have those days where we make good sales here, not so good sales here, and so forth. And with me, it's not that entrepreneurship is 100% not for me. It's where I was at that time. Entrepreneurship wasn't for me. I did not have what it takes because I was not being disciplined. When you are the boss and it's up to you to motivate yourself to get up and do the tasks that you want to do, but you're like, oh, I'm gonna keep putting it off, you're only hurting yourself. And because I lacked discipline, that was such a big priority, because no one was telling me, hey, you need to edit this video. Hey, you need to update your website. Hey, you need to do this. And because it was when you're starting out, it's just you, because you're saving money on hiring other people to come in as an employee because your business isn't 100% off the ground yet. So you're just waiting and you're just kind of dabbling and not really growing your business. So for me, what I learned from that is I need to be able to go out, be disciplined, because I have so much knowledge when it comes to so many books that I've read, so many podcasts. We get wrapped up in a lot of knowledge we don't implement. And with me, I wasn't implementing the knowledge I learned. I was just gaining so much knowledge and I was getting overwhelmed versus getting the knowledge, applying, and moving forth. Even with my book, I wrote a book called Think, Action, Believe. It's on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description. And it's on my own personal website as well. I'll put that link in the description too. But even with Amazon, even with my book, if I just read, I will reread my book because it is the perfect guide to whatever it is that you're trying to build. If it's a career, if it's a passion, if it's just becoming a better person, it's a really, really good book. 30-minute read as well. Because I know a lot of times, a lot of people's attention span is getting shorter and shorter. Give yourself 30 minutes of no distractions and read Think, Action, Believe. It does take your mind up to another level, because even in the book, I focus on the 5 steps to becoming disciplined. And with that, I work on that today. So one thing that I would say is working on discipline. You have what it takes to be an entrepreneur, but if you are not disciplined, and go into being disciplined, there's some podcasts, let's be honest, that people need to stop watching, because if you're watching someone and you're consuming their content, but the information they're giving you is technically draining, meaning that If I say I'm working on something and I'm putting it out there and then I decide to change my mind, there's nothing wrong with changing your mind. But what is wrong is that you give yourself all these reasons on why you should stop doing something and how you're going to hold yourself accountable. But then you turn around and then do it. And then you're like, oh, it's okay. I don't have to hold myself accountable. Or, oh, I changed my mind. That, like, that type of content, if I'm trying to better myself or if I'm trying to evolve in life, the content that you consume is very important. So if you're listening to people that's like, oh, I'm going to stop drinking, and then, oh, I was drinking, but then you know what? It's okay. But then they just list prior to that, prior to wanting to stop drinking, they list of all these reasons why they should. And then they go back and then it's like, oh, it's funny. But it's like, no, like if you said you're going to stop doing something, then stop doing it. If you say, hey, I don't want to drink anymore. I don't like that it makes me violent. I don't like the person I turn into. I don't like the characteristics that I have now. I don't like the image that I'm breaking because of how I'm drinking. And it's just a list of all the I don't likes. But then you turn around and drink again. It's like, no, like hold yourself accountable. Us as people don't hold ourselves accountable. And us as women, sometimes it's even worse. So with that, I hold myself accountable. I hold people around me accountable. And the reason why I feel comfortable to hold other people around me accountable is because I hold myself accountable. I have told myself I'm going to stop drinking. I have told myself I'm going to go on a sobriety journey. Right now, I am on a sobriety journey. And so far, it's been 2 weeks of me not drinking. And I love it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, it's like give yourself at least enough time to do something. And with me, I'm very careful of what I say out my mouth because one, I believe in manifestation. I believe in the power of the tongue. And two, or I guess that's two. And so three, also, like I know things change. I know that I'm saying I'm on a sobriety. Well, let me not even say I'm on a sobriety because I'm not. I would have to look up the definition for that to see if that's just like if there's like a length to so how long you can be on a sobriety journey. I'm not saying I won't drink the rest of my life, but I'm saying right now, I made a vow to myself that I'm drinking. If I drink, it's on a special occasion. I'm gonna go see my dad. I might have a drink with my dad. I really enjoy having a drink with my dad because we'll sit down, we'll have good conversations and we like to, toast and cheers to a drink. I might do that. But if I do that, I'm limiting myself to like, okay, I know that I'm still working on myself. I know for sure I can handle one drink, but when I start having more than that, I don't know when to stop. That was an issue that I ran into. So I can limit myself to like, okay, if I am going to drink, I need to have just one drink versus just downing it and throwing it back. Unless I feel like I healed enough where I can do that. But it's very important to listen. It's very important that we choose the people we're listening to. So with that, I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Just go out with even with being an entrepreneur or just trying to better yourself. One, focus on the people you're listening to. Don't consume all the content. You can't get content. You can't be overwhelmed from content. Two, if you said you're going to do something, hold yourself accountable. Three, become disciplined. Becoming disciplined is only going to better you because you're going to become more disciplined in cleaning the kitchen before you go to bed. So when you wake up, your kitchen's clean. Cleaning, keeping the house clean, staying disciplined. Like if there's something on the floor, picking it up. And the reason I said that is because I have some pants on the floor. So as soon as I finish this video, I just realized I took the pants on the floor. I need to go pick it up. Or whatever the case may be. Just becoming disciplined and creating a routine for you so you guys can just continue to be a better human, because a lot of the issues that we're facing in the world, it's not going to get better until we all dive into becoming internally better. When I tell you the hardest thing I ever done was work on myself, no lies told there. It is really hard to work on yourself. One, because we get in the habit of we like, oh, we can have a lot of cheat days, or maybe we don't really need to work on ourselves, or maybe, it becomes too hard to work on yourself. Controlling your emotions, controlling your attitude, just starting there. If us as women can focus on changing our attitudes and controlling our emotions and not being so quick to react and focus on our tones, which are all things that I'm still actively working on. And it's things that I'll probably be working on for the rest of my life because we start to grow as a person. So I'm always finding areas where I can be better. That's something I'm working on right now. I can get a little nasty attitude, but I'm like, it's not benefiting me. It's definitely not benefiting the person I'm getting the attitude with, because if it's, say it's my partner, if I want something out of my partner because he made me upset, do you think me talking to him like that is going to make him want to change his attitude? It's not. So with that, I want everyone to just focus on being their better self. 2025 is right around the corner, and every year we give ourselves these new goals. Some people got so tired of giving themselves new goals that they stopped. And the only reason they stopped is because they weren't meeting their goals. Guaranteed that. Because if you're meeting your goals, why would you stop setting goals? It's only when you don't meet them that you're like, I don't really see the benefit of setting goals anymore. Oh, I don't believe in New Year's resolution. No, it's because you set New Year's resolutions and you didn't meet them. And I'm not going to lie, I've done that. But I'm choosing to do the opposite. I know where my flaws are, and I'm choosing to be better. I'm choosing to be a better wife. I'm choosing to be a better friend. I'm choosing to be a better coworker or family member. Like, let's just all choose to just be better, because we can have the life we want, but we're not going to have it if we don't take the steps that we know. We know what needs to be done. I don't know why you acting like you don't know. You know it needs to be done. Just go out and do it. With that, guys, go be great.